and welcome to the Ditty 2026. And we haven't done anything in about a year, so we decided to come back and do video. I'm Zara.
And I'm Ian, and I'm hating it already, but let's do this.
Yeah, you can see us now, so it's probably worse.
Yeah,
So I have a question.
Go on.
I have a question. What was the first song you intentionally listened to this year? If you have yet.
Intentionally. Actually, last night was the first intentional music I put on, and that was the Roger Waters Dark Side of the Moon Redux album.
That's a good pick. Do you know what do you know what mine was? So I mentioned it a couple of times, but I ended up putting on DMX up in here. I finally got around to it, and that was my first intentional listen because I was scrolling on Instagram, fucking whatever rubbish, and I saw this person and they were like, whatever you have picked as your first intentional listen will be how the rest of your year goes. And I was like, I'm so glad that I picked that one.
Fair enough, you got to start it off. Do you know the problem? The problem I'm already seeing with video. It's going to start my beard.
Yes.
I've got to do something about this.
It's
It really
doing
is.
fucking
It
gang
really is.
signing.
You know what? It's on
Doing some situation.
It's got a life of its own.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, it is what it is.
And I have one more question. So I also saw on Instagram people are doing something called a no stream month, and so they're not going on. So it's no stream music. They'll still watch movies and stuff, which maybe is a cheat. I'm not sure. So they're doing no Spotify, no Tidal, no nothing. They are only listening to either LPs or CDs or tapes if they've got them. Because tapes, don't know if I've mentioned this, but tapes are coming back in a big way.
Are on the move,
anyway, so tapes are on the move. So they're not listening to anything that can be streamed. How would you get on with that?
Not too bad, to be fair. I think I've got enough CD and vinyl behind me.
Yeah.
To get away with it, to be honest. I mean, I am enjoying the streaming at the moment, I have to say, because clarity can be pretty good if you've got the right stream or the right song and the right everything. But I've got enough CDs. I've got the CD player. I've got enough vinyl. I mean, the vinyl's still moving up. I played the Lynyrd Skynyrd one yesterday as well. Put the Lynyrd Skynyrd greatest on, which came through very well.
Yeah. So, but the thing is, you can't take your record player and set up to like work or on the bus.
That's true.
Or any of that. So then if you haven't already got an MP3 player, you have to just do nothing until you get in. And I think that's where it gets tricky, because you think it's going to be easy, except for the fact that if you're listening with your headphones in all day on your phone, it's not easy. And then is it cheating to download your playlist but stay offline and just listen to what you've downloaded? Is that still counting as streaming because it's easy access or not?
You're not actually streaming at that point. I mean, it's the same if you've got, say, an iPod or some form of player. It's the same thing. You've had to put it on there. You had to stream it onto it. So
that's true.
So I think if you've downloaded stuff onto you saved it onto your Spotify, you're not actually streaming. It's a technicality, but I think in a court of law you'd get away with it.
Probably, yeah. I was thinking about trying it, but then I started to panic because I thought to myself, like, my record player and everything is all the way down the stairs and I work all the way up the stairs. And then in my head, I was like, well, what I could do is I could move all of my work stuff downstairs, so then I could just listen to that all day. And then I realised I would be up and down, changing the records all day. And it started to be like, oh, holy shit, it would take me so much to not. And then, so the alternative is I could not listen to anything until the evening every day.
The alternative is you buy a whole new setup, which you have in the upstairs room, and you have linked via your whatever, your Weems or whatever. So you link it all from upstairs to the downstairs. So whatever you want to play, you can play in whichever part of the house you're in.
That's but then I have to go all the way down. Yeah, but then I still have to go all the way down to flip the, because I only got the record player. So if I'm not streaming at all, maybe I'll try it and see what happens.
Do you know something?
Maybe I'll buy a cassette player.
Maybe you will. One of those funky colour ones.
I think I'm it's
Yeah,
close.
I know. You're
I was
you're
looking
proper
at
close.
I was looking at clear ones yesterday, as it happens. I was looking at clear ones and I thought to myself, I could just get one. I've got tapes. I've got a box of cassettes. So that's not actually a problem. Music is not the issue. I don't have to go out and buy new stuff. I've got loads. So I thought I could just get this clear one. It looks nice. I like it. Then I realised how heavy my bag is going to start getting if I stop using my phone for everything, which is the issue. So that you used to have to carry, I don't know, your MP3 player. If you were taking photos, you'd have a camera. You'd like all these bits of shit, right? And your phone replaced everything, so you don't have to carry everything. And then I was like, my bag would be so heavy because I had to carry my cassette player and spare batteries,
Yeah.
mind you, and spare tapes just in case, and then fucking everything else. But I think I'm gonna do it anyway. I think.
This is the life I had to live when I was younger. If I wanted to have music on the move, I had to have almost a fucking backpack full of batteries and
Yeah,
tapes to go with my little shitty
yeah.
tape player, which was about this big, that was strapped onto your belt or your somewhere like that,
Yeah.
or in your pocket. So you've
With
got
that
that
little
much.
clip.
We've got that much of cassette player and then a whole bloody
Mm-hmm.
backpack full of shit to play on it, which is one of the
See.
reasons I understand this no streaming. What is it? No streaming January. Fuck it.
No, it's just a random month. You can pick any month and just not do it and
No,
see
I'm
how
not
you
having
get
any of
on.
it. I'm
You
not having
don't.
any of it. I've lived
Uh,
the life of not streaming. All right. I've lived the life of not streaming, and no, I'm not doing it again. I've done my bit. I've done years of it, so you can have your fucking odd month here and there. So piss off. Leave me alone.
you could fuck off. Do you know what? I used to have to fit a Sony Walkman, which was like I can't even do how big round it was. Like round, like it was big and round. My thumbs don't. Anyway, whatever, big and round,
Yeah.
right? Into the pocket of my jacket with them shit little thingies and
Yeah.
carry CDs in my bag. So, and I also did it with the oh, do you know what I would? Do you know what? Mini disc player. Maybe that's the future.
No,
The
it's not
past
because
into the
no, it's
future.
not because
It is.
you're still having to do the same thing. You're still having to lug batteries around. You're still having to lug.
It's a smaller with a much bigger memory. So that's a smarter one. Or I did see they're bringing back, you know, the MP3 players, USBs.
Right.
They're around. I don't know if they ever disappeared, but they're around. So that's also an option. That's the size
Right.
of your fucking thumb.
Yeah, I've got one.
Thousands of songs. Exactly. But you still wouldn't do it.
I've done it. I've done my part. I've done enough of lugging that shit around and not streaming music for most of fucking England for a month. So no, no.
I think
I'm old now.
I
You see, I'm
might do
old
it
now. I don't
because
have
I
to
think
because I'm old, right? So I deserve to be able to walk
you
around
do
streaming the shit that I want to stream if I want to.
streaming the shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get that. Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, if people want to go and do it, then sound, you're going to make your month a fucking miserable one. But
But is it going to be miserable though? Because there's two. I think there's like different camps for it. One is obviously like we're super reliant on mobile phones. It does fucking everything, and it's a little bit boring to be honest to have like one item that does everything. It's like fucking dumb. And the other one is they're like, okay, so if you stream a song on Spotify, it's shit pay for the artist. However, if you buy their MP3s and if you buy tapes, CDs, or vinyls, one, you own it. That's something you own. It's like streaming, you don't own it. And secondly, they see a higher rate of pay.
thing is, right, um, in view of the artist, they've made the music and
Mm-hmm.
put it on. They've put it on Spotify. They've put it on all of the platforms. Nobody did it for
Yes,
them. They've done it. So they
record
know.
label.
They know. Well, the label's done it then. So, but they know that when there is somebody that plays that music, they will get
Mm-hmm.
however much they get, and it will equate
Yeah.
over time to whatever. Now, not everybody listens to Spotify. People listen to Tidal. People that have got
No, that's true.
is it Kubos,
Yeah, Cobblers.
whichever other one is you. So they've got the revenue coming in from the various platforms. Now it's either have that money trickling in, or people pirate their music because there are still sites out there where you can do it, or so they know somebody that's got the album, or they know somebody's got the CD and they copy it and play it themselves.
Yep.
So the artist then is getting fuck all.
Do you want to hear something interesting?
I do.
Probably not, but I'm going to say it anyway. So People who pirate albums are more like, or any kind of music, are more likely to then buy the merch and live tickets. And I don't know why, but that's just what it is.
Do you think it's a sense of guilt?
I think, I don't know, you know what? I don't think it's a sense of guilt. I think it's like, because once you've got the music, whether you're listening to it on Spotify or you're listening to it just on your phone or whatever in any library, you don't care once you've got it. So they probably don't feel guilty about that. So yeah, I don't know what the logic is behind it, but people who stream tend to buy less of the physical stuff. And so then I think, is it people who are like pirating the music more likely to burn CDs, therefore they already value physical more, which is why they'll then go ahead and go to a live concert and pay like 100 or whatever, and then also buy shirts.
Maybe.
Maybe.
But
I don't know.
I'm
But
just
yeah,
going to veer off that a little bit and say that I understand sometimes the pirating aspect of things, because just
I do.
recently, as you know, well, because you've been doing it as well, we've been purchasing more vinyl,
Yes.
coloured vinyls, picture discs, and such like. So I was on the hunt, as you know, but for people out there that may end up signing up to end up watching this cack, been on the hunt for the Purple Rain album on the Splatter
Yeah.
disc, which
Yep.
is a 40th anniversary limited edition. Now, people on eBay were selling this very item at £140. So shouldn't be doing it, because the actual,
No, I think
to actually
that's
buy it
shit.
is about 30 quid. The only problem being is it's American. You can only get it in America, so they're obviously buying it, having it imported, which will total it up to about 50 quid with all of the taxes and but then charging, 139, £140 for it is pretty fucking not good. So,
No, it's. I think it's terrible, actually.
well, I, as you know, went ahead and bought it, and I'm having it sent to somebody we
Yes.
know in America, and it's been picked up and brought back. The good thing is, when I got an email giving me the tracking information, and I went, oh, I'll click on that and find out where it is. They're sold out, so I have potentially had the last one,
Yes.
or
And
very close to.
pray tell, what's
So
that got to do with pirating?
if anybody wants it, it's £138 plus post and package.
You fucking scalping bastards.
It's disgusting. It really is.
It is. It's like the ticket scalpers, and they can pick up a ticket for something for like 40 quid and they'll sell it on for a couple of
I
hundred.
know.
The worst one I read about was this person had bought Taylor Swift tickets. There's like a fancy golden circle, or I don't even know what it is. They resold them for 6,000.
Never.
6,000.
So, somebody bought them.
Thousand of your 6,000 of your finest dollars
Somebody bought them.
to go and see Tad. Oh, yeah, because people were so desperate to have them. So this person, they would have spent a couple of hundred, six
See, over the
thousand.
years, I've seen a various amount of bands and and stuff like that, as you have yourself, and I would imagine many people have gone and done that. I don't believe that there is anybody out there ever that I would pay that kind of money to go and watch perform a set of fucking songs. I'm sorry, but no, I wouldn't do it.
I
I wouldn't do it.
agree. I think if I wanted to pay however many thousands, I would then look at, depending on the size of the artist, how much a private if you're already looking at spending multiple thousands,
Yeah, you're
obviously
getting
you're not
major
going to get
hype.
Taylor Swift to. Yeah, Taylor Swift's not going to do it. But if you've got smaller, mid-sized and smaller artists, and you're like, I really want to, most of them are bookable for an X amount of
Yeah,
fee. And if you're really looking
come
for
around,
that,
do
I
it in
would
the
have just
garden.
done
Maybe
that.
some fucking
Nuts.
make me some tea while you're in there. That's all.
Hmm.
It's what you got
I
to
would
do.
never do that.
No, you've
And
got
the
to have more
travel as
money.
well.
It's madness.
It is.
And I feel
It's
bad. I feel bad for the parents, because it's obviously going to be younger kids that are demanding this from the parents, and the parents, just to appease the kids, are going, "Oh, all right then." They probably spend, unless they're mega wealthy anyway, probably just
no.
finance themselves up to their eyeballs, and they're going to be paying for this for the
Well,
next fucking 15 years or something, so that they're
It's funny you say that.
He can go and
Yeah, yeah, it's funny you say that because obviously people love to do little interviews and ask people. And I don't know, I don't think I would want to admit what I'd done for a set of tickets like that. But some of the parents were like, I took a second mortgage out to cover the cost of, because it's not just the tickets, they have to travel. So it's the cost of the flights, cost of hotels, the cost of they wear like sparkly outfits and stuff. And also they want to buy merch on the day. So they were actually talking about how some parents, and they were quite open with it, and they were like they'd taken out a second mortgage to cover everything because their kid wanted to go so much. They woke up at whatever time in the morning to stand to get in the internet queue. God damn, to get in the internet queue thing, to get through another queue, to finally go to the bit, or to find their ticket wasn't available, or all this kind of stuff. And someone managed to get a resale. There's that 6K one. A couple of people got scammed. I don't, but it's almost like it was a point of pride for them to say, I wanted to see Taylor Swift in this. Taylor Swift so much, I took out a second mortgage. I don't think that's a fan. I think you've lost your mind.
yeah, absolutely. And you saying about being scammed. I personally think
Mm.
if you're paying more in this day and age now, I know things are getting more expensive and the ticket prices are getting stupid. But I think if you're paying more than say, let's say £200 to go and see any artist, you're being scammed. I think I wouldn't pay that much, but I know people will. But no, I'm
I
sorry,
think
but no.
I'm trying to remember how much Adele was. I think Adele in Germany was between 350 and 500. I'm sure you probably could have got tickets for less, but I was speaking to somebody and I think I mentioned it to you. They were going to go and see Adele last summer or something like that. She was over there. She did like a couple of days, and I am sure the tickets were like in the region of the 300 plus euros.
It's
So
stupid.
there's already a lot. Yeah, I kind of think, well, I remember I was watching a little documentary thing. Youngblood was putting on his little festival, right? He was putting on his festival and he was trying to get the tickets as cheap as possible. I think they were 180 or something. And that's access to all of these different bands, all of this stuff. Obviously you need money to buy food and stuff while you're there and your lodgings and whatever, but that's a hell of a good ticket price for all of that. And then you've got the other side of it with like Beyonce, Taylor Swift and Adele. I had to put Adele in there, but ticket prices say yes, and they're charging hundreds and hundreds and hundreds for theirs, and you just have one singer singing for a couple of hours. Yes, they do a show, yes, it's all like dancing and whatever, but at what point does it like make sense to do? So Youngblood was talking about how he'd got them the ticket prices as low as possible. That's while still having all of the artists paid, all of the venue covered, the security, all of that for the 180 or whatever it was. It could have been more, but still, even if that was 300, that's still a lot more than you're getting over here. Surely that venue doesn't cost, I don't know, multiple millions for them to need to charge the 500. So is it then just them making a shit ton of money?
I think that's what it is. I mean, at what point? I mean, I don't know because it is what it is with these big bands now. They're making a lot of money, but when they turn around and say we've just come in our private jet onto our private
Yep,
runway on whatever
yep,
airport that we own, do you not think you've got enough fucking money, mate? Do you not think that now you're at a point where you can go, do you know what? We don't need to be charging this much per ticket for people to come and see us because we've got squillions already. We've done fucking God now. So what do you need it for?
yes,
What
we've
do
got the
you need
squillion billions.
all of that money for now? That extra money now that it's just going to be, pissed up the wall. It's
Yes,
obscene. It really is. And I feel bad. I feel bad for people that are so desperate to go and see
yeah.
their idols, their heroes, their musical heroes, that they're
Hmm.
prepared to end up almost fucking living on a street for it because that's where
They
it's
are actually
going.
prepared to do that. Yeah, they are. They are. Ticket prices keep going up, and I think live music is not. I think it's now a luxury item. I think
Yeah,
going to see a gig of almost any size is now a luxury. It's not something, oh, we'll go down the pub and we'll pay a five quid and we'll go and see this band who's been touring in the UK. It's not like that. £12 here or whatever. It's not like that anymore. It's a whole big, seriously expensive. I mean, when you're trying to buy the tickets online, right? So your tickets is like, I don't know, say it's 60. You're in the queue, you get to the end, you've got the random admin fee, a random charge for this, a charge for using your card. Okay, so it's gone from 60 to 88. Shit, right? So now you're in there and all the cheap seats are taken, so you're getting pushed here, there, and everywhere trying to find a different ticket, and then you can't find them two, and them two are separate. So now you've got to buy two tickets together, and that increases the price. And by the time you're done, you're spending 200.
yeah.
And it's just like, fuck. And then you add on all the other stuff. I think it's a luxury. Um, and I think it's really shitty for these big bands who are big bands because of the fans to then price the same fans out of being able to go and see them. I know they don't have all of the control over the pricing. Their record labels, their management, all of that. They love to make the money, of course they do. But the bands should also be able to say, okay, can we cap the price? Or can we do X amount at discount for this set of group of people or whatever? There should be something somewhere that they can say, this is actually, I'm extorting my fans and I don't feel great about it anymore.
Got to
Like
be
maybe I could
somewhere.
just,
There's got to be somewhere because
but yeah,
I mean, look at the people, look at the fans that have been following these artists since day one, since they were
that's
playing
it.
shitty
And they
little
can't afford a
clubs,
fucking ticket.
right? And they were
Yeah,
going.
yeah.
I'm going to use American bands, non particularly, but they're paying $10 to go and see him in some shitty little rundown bar in the middle of nowhere, and the band is making $100 for their set for that evening, and they're quite happy about it because they've got another gig tomorrow where they might earn $200, and that's performing to a good crowd of people that are paying $5 or $10 a head, right? And now you
Yeah, a
blur
couple
it
of
on.
bootleg t-shirts and a CD as well.
Yep, and now you blurred it on a few years, and that same band
Yep,
is
yep.
filling stadiums and charging hundreds of dollars for the privilege.
Hmm.
And the people that were going to see them at $5 or $10 that made them what they are now, like you said, are priced out of it. They can't go and see that. They can't do that
Yeah, they
anymore.
can't go. I do think, and the thing is, I understand the economics behind it. Everybody needs to get paid. Tours are very fucking expensive. Everything they have to do to move all of their musicians, all of their instruments, all of the coaches, all of the security, all of the everything. I know they're fucking expensive, but I still find it weird that the fans have to fit the entirety of the bill for that because they do come away. The artist makes a lot of money on tours, of course they do, and everybody there makes a lot of money. And I just think it's really, I don't know, I find it really shit that fans
Who,
can't be the
whose
fans that they
decision?
want to be because they can't afford it.
Whose decision then is it if you say, right, let's use Ramstein, right? Because they have a big show around them, right? Now, if you took that show away from them, all the flames and the fireworks and the pyrotechnics and all of that, if you took all of that away from them, are they still Ramstein? Do they still sound the same? They're not going to
They
sound any
still sound
different.
the same, but
They still
no,
sound
they
the
won't
same,
sound different.
and they look the
Yep,
same because it's still them.
yep,
And I'm sure
yep.
people that buy the albums that haven't seen the shows would go and see them,
Hmm.
just them playing
Yes.
on a stage without all of the explosions and then this and the that and the next thing. I mean, okay, it's great to see it,
Hmm.
and people will argue the fact that it makes the night. That's fine, but I'd
Yes.
be quite
Yeah.
happy to go and see
That's
a
it, isn't
band
it?
without all of that, just to come on the stage to play. Great, fantastic, and off they go again. I'll be happy
But
with that.
then there's that. Yeah, but I think you might be in the minority because a lot of people always say, "Oh, the stage show was great and the costume changes was fantastic, and the lighting and the settings." In Ramstein's case, I guess the pyrotechnics and stuff there, and that's what made the show. I don't know if people, and this is where it gets stupid, right? I don't know if people would be happy to pay less to have less fireworks because the show is then less, and then they might as well stay home and listen to it on their thing. I don't know.
No, I
I don't
understand that.
know.
I understand
I
that, and
don't care.
I fully appreciate that sentiment as well. Because yeah, I agree that
It's weird.
some of the shows I've seen in the past, have had a lot of visuals going on. And
Hmm.
it is good, but is it the be all and end all? Do you need all of that? Because to start with, bands like Rammstein weren't going to be going on stage with all
Didn't
of
have
that.
them.
So they've made their name and they've
No.
made their fan base without all of that to start with.
Yeah,
I mean, okay, it's an added bonus, but you're paying out the arsehole for it now because people
you
expect
are.
it now. People expect to see it now. So I think now it's a case of if
It's
a
true.
band that previously put on a very big show then went out
Yeah.
and didn't, which I tell you what, we're going to do a little quiet gig, if you like, still us,
Yes.
but without all of that, without all of the noise and the lights and the show behind us. I'm sure there's going to be
Mm.
people that will go, I don't give a shit, mate. If you're there, I'm going to be there. So I think that
I think so. I think we just go keep upping the ante so that if you spend 200, you want to see fucking some sparklers on there, you want to see costume changes, you want to see all this, that, and the next thing. But do you really need it? No, not
you
really.
know,
It's just atmospheric stuff. It's atmospheric stuff. I think sometimes we're doing too much. We're doing too much. We're expecting too much of the artist, and the artists are giving us too much of well everything. And so we've got this weird thing where people are quite happy to pay 200, 300, and 400 for seven sparklers on a stage and it's meeting in the middle, but it's fucking dumb because everybody else underneath it, which is the point. Everybody else underneath it, they're gonna have to spend money they do not have on tickets if they want to see them live, and that's the point. It shouldn't be like that for
it
that
shouldn't.
specific fan, not
It
these other
shouldn't.
fans that have already got money to spare. I don't give a shit about the people who've already got money to spare. Fuck them, you can spend what you want, it's your money. But people who don't, on like a lower income, whatever, like whatever the fuck the thing is, who have less but have been a fan since day one. You're talking about like the £5, £10 buying the bootleg t-shirts and all of that. It fucking sucks to for then for the rest of your days as a fan never be able to see them again. I think
So
that's bullshit.
here's the thing, then, you big bands out there that I know are going to be watching us, right?
Yeah,
Why
they
don't
will be. Yeah,
why
but
don't
yeah,
why don't they turn around and go? I'll tell you what. On Monday, right? We've just done Saturday night and Sunday night with all of the fireworks, the pyrotechnics, the lights show, blah 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 blah. Blah. On Monday, we're down at the pub doing a little non-pyrotechnic show, right, for 20 quid, or we're doing it in
yeah.
this venue that takes 10,000 people, the same as we did at the weekend. But we're not doing all the pyrotechnics. We're not doing all of the stage show. We're just coming on in our jeans and our t-shirts, and we're going to play the same songs, but without the makeup, without the gizmos, without the gadgets. Who's going to come? And I bet you they'd feel it.
It would be absolutely filled, but the only problem is you'd have to have something in place to make sure the people who are buying the more expensive tickets aren't also then buying all of the cheap ones up and selling them on. So it's like,
Do you
I'm
know
sure
what?
there'll be a way around it.
The first gig I went to see was Eddie and the Hot Rods, who were quite a big name at the time. I'm going back in late 70s, early
In
80s,
the 1800s, yeah.
in the 1800s. Yeah, I got there on my horse,
Yes.
but that was at
Hmm.
JB's in Dudley, which is no longer there, unfortunately,
Nice.
which was a great, great place. Well, you've been there yourself, haven't you?
Yeah, I like JB's.
And that was JB's in Dudley. Basically, you got there, you queued up, you got to the door, you paid your money, you went in, right? And there was some guy on the door.
That's true. Do you know fucking
There was
what?
some guy on the door, right, shouting in, "Are we full yet? Can we get any more in? How many's left out there?" I was about 30. Yeah, cram them in. It's
Yeah.
going to be a bit tight, but get them in.
Why have I completely fucking blanked from my memory that very, very that thing that you've just said? I'm so used to having to queue that you sign up on your emails to get an early notification, then you go in the first queue for the first set of tickets,
Yeah,
then you get to get. Da, 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 da,
yeah.
da. I have completely fucking forgot about the fact you used to be able to just pay on the door because I myself have done it many a time.
Yes, you have.
It didn't even enter my
It
head
doesn't.
as a possible solution.
You know what? There are still so many events that you can go and see where you can just go and pay on the door. So why don't they
I
do
don't
that?
know
I mean,
any about them, but
all right. I think to start with, it a little bit chaotic because there's going to be so many people going. But I mean, I used to go to the football, and it was you'd get to the turnstile, and everybody would be outside, and you'd blunder your way in through the turnstile, and you'd pay on the
yeah,
door or on the gate,
yeah.
and you go in. and that was you. There's no way you can't tout that fucker, can you?
No.
No, you can't.
And then they could still do early entry if you fall in specific categories. You can go in a little bit earlier, maybe even reduce the cost more, so that still would work. But that very neatly, just before we finish, because we're about 35 minutes now, that very neatly brings me back to the bit where I was talking about the analog, because using the technology for the tickets has made it so complicated and easy to gauge people now. Go back to what we were doing before then. Tickets on the door might solve a problem.
Yeah.
Therefore, this is how we should now live in the future.
Yes, absolutely. Get rid of the internet.
That's it.
Go back to the 80s.
Break the internet, throw it away.
Go back to the 80s. All right. If there's a gig coming, right,
Yep.
you'll see an advert for it in the local paper
Yep. Or like posters on the fucking
on the lamppost.
lamppost. Yep.
Solved.
I think
The world is solved.
problem solved. The world. I think this year I've said it, like, a lot of people are going to have bags filled with single purpose items. Mark my words, by the end of this year it's going to be much more CD players and shit and cassette players in the bags, for sure.
You're probably
I
right.
think people are sick of it, and I think that I feel like I am. I feel like this year is going to be a big. You saying go back to the 80s? I think people are trying with their tech, and we'll see.
I
Anyway,
think,
I'm
like you
going.
said, the tapes now are making a rise. Vinyl is coming back with a bang.
Vinyl's
Whereas
back.
vinyl was on
Yep.
such a decline for a long time.
Yes, it was.
That
It went very badly.
people were just throwing the vinyl out. They were just throwing it into skips and shit
Yes,
like
they
that.
were.
Don't want it anymore.
Do you
But
know?
now,
Do you know who's credited with the vinyl revival?
I've no idea.
Taylor Swift.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
She's credited with the vinyl. Now, I do not believe this to be true because, well, I don't. I think it's a heap of shit. But apparently, her putting vinyl in her collection that she put out last year or whatever it was forced more people to buy vinyl. Therefore, more people are now buying vinyl. I don't think she can be. I think it's stupid that she's been credited as, but whatever.
I
It's because
think
she sold a lot of
think it's just
units.
because of her fan base. I think it's purely because of her fan base. I mean, any band that has got a big fan base that has gone, do you know what? We've put a vinyl out of our new album, would be credited with it. Oh no, it's not. You can't turn around and say she's the reason that I went out the other day and bought
Mm-hmm.
the last Prince purple splatter from America. It's
No,
not her.
I actually don't own anything Taylor Swift either. I don't. I own nothing Taylor Swift. I say probably never. I never will because
No.
it's just not
Do
my
you know
thing.
what I did the other
But I
day,
think
though?
it's
Do you know what I did? Because I saw this little write up. This lad had bought the new album she's got, the Showgirl thing,
yes,
right?
the
Some
Chat
young lad,
GPT album.
some young lad. Is that what it is? Some young lad had bought every variation, every version of that album, right? It found every coloured version, every CD version, every tape version, every this, every that, every single version of that album you could buy, he's bought. Now, that says a lot to me about his mental capacity, firstly. But
Can't say that, but yeah.
no, it's got to. Come on. It's
I
got
think
to.
there's a super fan, right? A super fan.
Versions. How many versions of the same album have you got on any format?
None.
I've got. I have to admit, I've got multiples of a few albums now solely because I bought them originally back in the day when they were new, because all my stuff's back around the 80s, as we know. Right. So now I'm starting to collect like the anniversary editions, which are coming out on the coloured vinyls, and that I'm starting to build
Yeah.
that little section
Yeah.
of the coloured vinyls that will probably never get played.
Yeah.
I take them out the sleeve, I put them in me little inner sleeve, slot them back in, and that's them. Don't never see the light of day. They're just for me because I want them. I've already got the original,
I
but on that basis, I've got a couple of versions of the same album, a few of them.
Yeah, I think the circumstance in which I would buy two of the same is the following. I had previously tried to get a specific version that was unavailable, right? And it was unavailable either in the country or it sold out or whatever, and I couldn't get it. And I would then pick a secondary option, which probably would still be coloured, but it wouldn't be the original one that I wanted. So I'd have this one until such a point where this one either was I found it, it became available, it was reprinted. Then that is the circumstance where I would have two of the same. But as of yet, that's not happened because I'm very patient and I will wait.
Yeah. But anyway,
I'm very patient, and so
this
far I
takes
will.
me this takes me right round back to the beginning of my point with
Yes,
the Taylor Swift
yes,
thing. On the basis
yes,
of that lad buying all of the fucking
yeah.
everything, I've never really listened to Taylor Swift. Right, I've heard the odd song on the radio, but I've never really listened. So I thought, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have a listen to that. I'm going to put that album on Spotify. I'm going to have a little run of it. I think I got through
Yes.
about 2.5 minutes of track one before it
Mm-hmm.
went on, and that was the end of it. That's thank you very much. That's my I'm now officially not a Swiftie.
You are an anti-Swift, not even
Well, I'm
anti-Swift.
not
You know what?
anti-Swiftie. I just have no feeling towards you whatsoever. It's not it's not for me. It's simple as that. And I don't.
I have her blocked as an artist.
Oh really?
Yep. It's my one artist that I have blocked because if you just take 5 minutes and read the lyrics from anything in the new one, it's just drivel. It's just crap and just crap. And if you don't have her blocked as an artist and you happen to like be like a sit back listener and you just listen to whatever's on the daily thing and whatever, she does often matriculate into your playlists, and I don't want it to the point that if I accidentally listen once while streaming that it gets put in there again ever. I mean, my daily stuff never usually is that, but part of some stuff I do for work, I do listen to the new releases. I have to. And then if I am, and they somehow go, oh, she's listening to Taylor Swift this week, let's put some more Taylor Swift in. No,
It's
hate
fair
it.
enough. Fair enough. I haven't come
So
across
I've
anything
had
of
to
that
block her
nature
because
myself yet, but I mean because I don't listen
yeah, I had to block
to that
it.
kind of thing
Can't be
anyway.
doing it.
So that
No.
hasn't really come to me yet.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't want any surprise Swift.
Oh, no
That's
Swiftings.
it.
Yeah.
I want
So
no. I do not want to. I do not want to be Swifted. So
can I just say I think we've
there you
given
go.
far too much time to Taylor and her
That's
Swifting.
it. We've been Swifted. Fuck this.
I know.
Okay, right. Anyway, I'm going.
I'm going.
I've been Zara.
I've been Ian, and we'll be back. Prepare
Yes.
yourselves.
Bye.